Brother Stormy, salute to the sensei. Anarchy Television, what's good with my brother in Anarchy? Salute to Anarchy Television. Good afternoon. You gonna go or not? Salute to TD in the building. Salute to you. Salute, Thomas. I see you got your other channel in here. Let me go ahead and rinse you up. Damn, shawty. Salute to Stormy. All right, let me get rolling on this, y'all. Let me get rolling on it. Good afternoon, Freedom Marchers, Freedom Family, Freedom Lovers, and Freedom Fighters. And salute to the mighty LDBC. Snapzilla Gorillas in the building. And yeah, we're gonna talk about this, man. I think I got it figured out. Right? Now, there are those out here that have a level of hatred for the LDBC that may appear to be inexplicable. Now, it's not really inexplicable if you really think about it, right? Because a lot of what the hatred comes from has nothing to do with boxing, because a lot of the members of the LDBC, they cover boxing, right? You know, you got Brother Story B-Man, you got the Sensei, you got TD out there, you got BFTB, you got Drew Titan, 7-8. I cover boxing here and there, but I choose to enjoy watching these brothers talk about boxing because, you know, they have way more knowledge than I do in terms of the history of the sport, you know, what the ins and outs of all the things, right? You know, and so I choose to go to these brothers' channel and I listen, right? I listen and all that good stuff. I don't know nearly as much as they do, and if I disagree with them about something, I might voice that and keep it pushing, right? So when it comes to that hate, LDBC, especially certain members of the LDBC, a lot of it has to do with jealousy. A lot of it has to do with envy. A lot of it has to do with something that they're not achieving something that they want to achieve. So, and they're not part of something they want to be a part of, right? And for some reason, they take it out on the LDBC, right? And you would think that, oh, it's just they disagree with us about certain boxers, right? For instance, a lot of haters are Tonka Truck Davis nut riders, right? So you think, okay, we go in, or they go in on Tonka Truck, right? Because let's face it, Tonka Truck Davis is not doing a lot, right? He's not. I mean, when is he fighting again, right? He's not achieving anything. He hasn't challenged himself throughout his career in the sport. And, all they do is call this out. They call it out not because they hate Tank, but because it's not because they hate Tank. It's because they actually like Tank. They actually think Tank is one of the best out there. They just want to see him go out there and prove it. And so when we get on these fighters that we believe are great for not going out there and trying to achieve greatness, for some reason, there's a lot of backlash for it that I don't understand, right? Because at the end of the day, it really has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with, well, it has a lot to do with calling out fighters that ain't doing shit, right? It really does. But it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. It goes to, okay, well, if I go to a BFTB or a Drew Titan or a 7-8 or a Stormy B-Man or even the Queens of the Ring or whoever, if I go and say something that I disagree with them about, and the level of knowledge they have and the level of research they do cannot be touched by the individual challenge them. So that's what they really get upset about. They get upset because when they challenge these individuals and are proven wrong, they can't accept that. Man, I don't know what the hell going on. You see, like this dude right here. This dude right here. Salute to Coach B. Hudson in the building. Salute to the comrade. Yeah, they fuck with my live stream. So, I'm going to get to the nitty gritty of it because I don't know how much longer my live stream is going to be out there in effect. So, let's take, for instance, there are certain content creators out there. They lead the hate train, right? They lead the hate train. And what they do is they get in good with the LDBC, help build their channels, right? Help build their channels using the LDBC. And then when they feel like, okay, I got enough. I have eaten or drawn enough from the LDBC where I think I can just go ahead and branch out and do my own thing. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Okay, cool. You use the LDBC to bring yourself up. And so now you want to go branch out and do your own thing. Okay, you want to pull a Keyshawn Davis. You want to pull a Keyshawn Davis. You want to use a B&B and Bo Mack and them. Help get yourself up there and then say, you know what? I'm going to go and start my own thing in Virginia. Okay, I get it. But for these cats, it's not good enough. They can't just go on about their business and leave shit alone. No, they gotta sneak this. They gotta start talking shit. They gotta lie on LDBC members. It no longer becomes about boxing. It's not about boxing anymore. It's not about any of that shit. What it's about is they feel like, for whatever reason, they have to go at the LDBC, and they feel like that's going to make, I don't know what they think. They think that shit is going to make their star rise that much higher. And I never understood that mentality. Right? I never understood it. If I want someone to help me improve myself, if I'm inspired by certain individuals, if I'm inspired by a certain group of individuals like the LDBC that seem to be, they operate as a family. You got a lot of great brothers in the LDBC, a lot of great sisters in the LDBC, and those that are really solid with the LDBC operate in a similar way. This is what I have discovered for myself. Having followed the LDBC for the last 2 years or so, and just becoming a member in the last couple months, I have seen what solid individuals in the LDBC look like. And I've also seen what shady motherfuckers that cling to the LDBC and use them look like. Right? I've seen how they operate. I see what they do. Right? I see the type of sneaky shit that motherfuckers I know where I grew up would do and I never fucked with. This is how I'm able to spot them, and I'm able to detect this shit early and be like, nah, that dude, yeah, he ain't on nothing, right? Like knockoff Pity Pat. I knew damn near 2 years ago that he wasn't on shit. I knew that motherfucker was a snake in the motherfucking grass 2 years ago, however long ago it was. I said, nah, that dude, yeah, he on some bullshit, right? And so the whole thing about it is how it all started. What things get these people to turn on you? And I'm not just talking about the LDBC. I'm talking about, let's say you growing up with somebody that you think is cool with you. One little thing happens, right? One little thing. It could be y'all was talking shit to each other, or something that they saw, something that they felt like they were inadequate in. There was some shortcoming they have an insecurity about that makes them lash out at you because you don't have those same inadequacies. You excel in the things they want to excel at. So they're mad at you about it. Instead of doing the work and uplifting themselves and getting themselves and evolving, what they want to do is they want to try to bring you down low so that they can tower over you, right? And I'll read your comments in a second. When I stop. And so I'll give you an example, right? There are two ways you can handle disagreements. There are two ways, well, there's multiple ways, but there are two major ways you can handle disagreements. You can have a disagreement with someone and you guys can go at it and challenge each other. And at the end of it, you're like, okay, either you agree to disagree or you say, you know what, you're right, or vice versa. And then y'all keep it pushing. Or you can get bested, or you can challenge each other, have a disagreement, go at it a little bit, and then you get upset because you lost. You lost. And so everything that has been building up for all this time, that was the last straw, right? That was the straw that broke the camel's back and made you lash out simply because you could not handle a loss, right? That's what made you lash out in the first place. but the pressure has been building for however long it's been building. You know what they say? Pressure busts pipes, right? Pressure busts pipes. And some people, they pipes ain't worth shit. And so every time I hear about somebody, turning on the I say turning in quotes because they were never operating in your best interest in your behavior. I mean, in your favor. They were never in a space where they really fucked with you in the first place. Because as soon as something happens, they're just waiting for that right opportunity. They're waiting to get to a certain level. They're waiting for something to happen so that they can turn on you and they can take that controversy, right? They can take the controversy, right? Oh, well, this guy was fucking with you guys for so long. What happened? And everybody wants to know what's going on. And what does that do? It drives up views. It drives up clicks and all that other shit. It creates controversy. And this is what they want. They want to sap. They want to sap that shit off of you. Who is this dude up in here? Who is this Mike? What the hell is you talking about? Story B Man says, no, they don't think. Brain activity is requisite for thought process. That's true. Salute to you, Pac-Man. Let me give you an example, man. Me and this wasn't on. BFTB was doing a live stream on his political channel, Speak for Myself, his other channel. And he was talking about politics. I had a disagreement. I disagree with him on certain aspects of what he was talking about. So I expressed it in the chat. And he addressed me and then he dropped the link, and then I got on there to disagree with him, to challenge what he was saying. We ended up going back and forth for like 3 or 4 hours. 3 or 4 hours disagreeing about politics. Salute to D-Man Jr. Salute to my brother. 3 hours of disagreement. 3 hours of debate, right? Debating about different topics in politics, right? And it wasn't like a regular, well, this is what I think. Oh, well, this is what, no. We got this screaming and hollering, cussing. We was cussing each other out, calling each other motherfuckers and niggas and all kind of shit. We didn't take it any further than that. But we were going back and forth, making our point, and it got very, very heated. Very heated, right? Extremely. It was just like, we were both impassioned about what we were talking about, but we stuck to what we were talking about, right? Outside of calling each other motherfuckers and just to emphasize that we believe what we're saying, it got very, very heated. Almost 3 or 4 fucking hours going back and forth. And you guys, if you guys know my political stance, you guys know I'm essentially apolitical, right? I'm what they call an anarchist or a voluntarist. So my point of view is not very popular. Oh, salute to Drew Titan in the building. Susan, my brother Drew Titan. Oh, you missed it? Oh, it's on his Speak for Myself channel. Oh, it was a barn burner. It was a barn burner. Yeah, like 4 hours. Damn near, I was in the gym. So it started, I was at the house on my way to go to the gym. It started at the house. I was in the gym. It was leg day. I was squatting, doing leg lift, all kind of shit. I was yelling it. I was getting all loud in the gym. I ended up getting kicked out of the gym because I was too loud. They kicked me out. Who's Mike? Don't act like you know me. I don't know you. Don't act like you know me talking about did Mike call you. Don't act like you know me. Anyway, so cussing each other out, heated. You know what I'm saying? It was crazier than any debate that he ever had on his boxing channel. There was no muting. There was none of that. We were just making our points. And it seemed like it was like rah, rah, right? But at the end of the day, it was like, okay, cool. When it was over, he had to do a live stream on his goddamn boxing channel. So he had to end it. I went over there. I dropped him a super chat and said that was a great conversation. That was a great debate. And that was it. You would think we hated each other during the goddamn conference. You would think how we was hooping and hollering and screaming and cussing that we didn't like each other. But that was just what it was while we were talking about what we were talking about. And most of the people in the comments didn't agree with me. People that were in this live chat, they didn't agree with me for the most part. Right? I didn't take it to heart. I was like, cool. That was a cool conversation. That was a good debate. A lot of information was given back and forth. And that was it. That's how it should work, right? When you have these conversations on a platform like this, and you have a disagreement with somebody, you should be able to stay within the realm of the discussion that you're having, right? The real Shelton says K-Ho would have been in his feelings, and that was over the summer when y'all had that debate. Yeah, that wasn't. Oh, you were there, Shelton. Man, we was going in, wasn't we? It was heated as a motherfucker, but it wasn't no hard feelings. It absolutely, see, and KO was a perfect example. But it's not just him, because I heard about, I mean, listen, it happened with Drew Titan. It happened with 7-8. It happens with, the way don't really fuck with Stormy B-Man like that, because Stormy B-Man, you know, Stormy B-Man, you know not to fuck with Stormy like that. But it happens with other content creators in the LDBC. And it's like, I understand what's happening. They don't want to appear to be, they want to appear to be the best, right? Oh, I'm the best this, I'm the best that. Can't nobody fuck with me, right? But a fighter might say that he's the best, right? A boxer, a football player, a basketball player. But if you want to prove that you're the best, you have to face other individuals that people believe are the best. No, ain't nobody stepping to the sensei like that. No, he'll slice him in half with that katana. No, it ain't happening. But in order to prove you're the best, you have to go through the ringer and face the best. So when it comes to what happened with knockoff Pity Pat, I believe that what I spotted from him, right, was that he had no integrity, right? He had no integrity. He's not consistent in his belief system, right? He's not consistent, right? 1 minute he'll shit on Ryan Garcia for being a drug cheat. He'll shit on Ryan Garcia for being a drug cheat. And then the next minute, he'll shit on Devin for getting no contest. And then he'll shit on Devin again for suing Ryan Garcia for drug cheat. Tell me where the integrity is in that. So that's the type of cat that will, like, it's like pissing in the wind. right? Wherever the wind goes, the piss goes. That's what he does, right? He's not firm, right? But what happened when Rachel kicked his ass in a debate, which I thought she won hand over fist. Like, I think she beat his ass. I think BF had him winning by 1 point. Yeah, I peeped it. Yeah, I peeped it a long time ago. And when I did that live stream on him about him calling Devin an email no contest, he got real mad at me. He got upset. Instead of challenging me and challenging what I was saying about his position, he called me hoes and said, come here, come there, and all this other shit. Oh, call me a hoe. I'm like, bro, you taking it to another level. That's when I really knew. Because he could have just said, well, I don't really believe Devin is an email, whatever bullshit he could have said, which I wouldn't have believed because I know that he's a Devin Haney hater. I knew that back then. Yes, she cooked him. BF had him winning by 1 point, or had her winning by 1 point because he was using the point system. But the veracity, right? The veracity and the weight of her points were much better because he couldn't rebut a lot. Anyway, she kicked his ass. He got upset about it. Even when I debated him, right? When I debated him on BF's channel with the point system, he beat me with points. But a lot of people, even people that support knockoff pity pack, right? Even his supporters were saying, oh, it was close. A lot of people thought I won just based on the veracity of my arguments, because he was throwing out a lot of fluff. But he won, right? He won. I gave it up. I said, okay, cool. You won. And I wasn't fucking with him at the time. But I still said, hey, man, you won by points. It is what it is. You know, this man, even though he won, he made a video about how he beat me in a debate. Me. I had, 7,000? I don't even think I had 7,000 subscribers, but I think I had like 3,000 subscribers. You had to, how many people had knockoff beat on BF's channel with BF's debate system? You beat me in a debate and you feel the need to make a video about it and bitch and complain about winning, but you knew the win really had no value because you know that you added a lot of fluff and people were calling you out on it. And so you decided to bitch and complain on your Thigh Master in a video. And this is one type of individual that come to hate LDBC. I have never seen anybody that goes against the LDBC. I go and I'll look at what they're doing sometimes. And these cats, they're not solid at all. They're not solid brothers, man. They're not solid brothers at all. They're not solid brothers or sisters, right? They live in a realm of delusion that I have never witnessed before. Oh, that's right, D-man. Oh, he bit. And look, I peeped it. Because I would go and look, right, when I called him out. I think it was 2020. Was it 2023 when I called him out? Soon after that, he got mad at BF because BF played a video of KO talking about Tio or some shit. He got upset because BF played a video that Knockoff did. And the reason I'm using Knockoff is because some of these individuals that were rocking with the LDBC and no longer do, they they were already, by the time I started really, rocking with the LDBC, they were already turned against the LDBC. So I don't have too much history and understanding on that. But I do know when you start to hear the stories about some of the history of that, you start to see that there is a darkness. Oh, you know that story, Drew? Yeah, that was around the time he came to Drew's channel, right? Now, he was really getting out of control. And I think this was like 2024, right? It was, I went at KO 2023, I believe, or something like that. 2024, he got into it with BF because BF played a video of his. And then shortly after that, he went at Drew because Drew sent, Drew sent somebody to his channel that was clearly a Take Davis nut hugger. BF told him he could go do the same to him, then he could do it. They both agreed to do that. BF did it, and KO lied. Yeah, and said BF was sneak dissing. Yeah, that was some bullshit. And then you hear the story of another content creator that's a little let's just say he don't like what a straight man usually like, right? So when you look at these individuals that come at the LDBC, it's really nothing to do with boxing, right? They use boxing as an excuse to come at certain individuals. And then they show their ass when something overtakes them and they're like, oh, I can't deal with this anymore. I can't. Oh, no, I got to come at them. And there's something really dark and sinister about it, right? And the reason I say that is because you are now, like, you got these people, they'll threaten. You're threatening people. You're threatening people, right? You're telling them what you're going to do when you see them, right? You go personal. And I don't understand why that has to be done if you never really fucked with them in the first place. Salute to the beautiful Sugar-Free Mars in the building. Salute to the beautiful Sugar-Free Mars. Salute to you. Oh, it has been a minute. Yes, it has. Right. So you it just boggles my mind because I was doing a live stream this morning in the realm of politics, of course. And it's like I was doing it about Trump, right? I was calling Trump out on his bullshit. And the Trump nut huggers, it's like Tank supporters. Real talk. TD says LOL threatening people, but they never even go to the fights. No, they don't go to the fights, but I just want my brothers and sisters out there in the LDBC to still be careful, keep your head on a swivel, right? Just be careful because even myself, because I've gotten into it in the past on YouTube with other YouTubers who threatened me. And that was years ago. That was like 2008, 19, 2020, and all that other shit. And I would tell, it is what it is. But you never know. That's why I say it's dark and sinister. Because you do have people that will threaten you. They'll never show up. They'll never show up. But then you have those that won't threaten you. They will not make themselves known to you. Those are the ones you got to be careful with. Those are ones, and you'll never know who they are, but you got to stay on point. I told Drew Titan about how I had a paper license plate. I just got my car. I had just got a new car. I went to the chiropractor. and I was doing a live stream, and somebody was saying in the live stream, "Oh, I'm watching you right now, blah blah blah." I'm in Colombia, whatever the case may be. And I was like, whatever, you ain't gonna do shit. I said, come on, run up, run up. Then I go in the chiropractor, I come out, somebody then flashed my license plate off. Just took the license plate off my car. It was a paper plate, but yeah. Oh yeah, Chaos Whisperer. Yeah, he's that person. Yeah, okay. Anyway, but I mean, these things, you just have to be careful. And because you never know what you got out there, who you got out there. These people are crazy ass fanatics. So like I said, I had people in the chat. It's similar, right? And my brother, I Am Trill Will, same with him when he talks about politics and when he calls out Trump. And that's another brother I had a disagreement with. And we were able to have our disagreement. And that was it. Hell, we know what we do and do not agree with each other on when it comes to politics. Oh, you been doxxed, real Shelton? Yeah, you got to be careful, right? But I keep the boomstick and freedom seeds on me. But you never know. So I was in the live chat. When I was in the live chat, I was doing a live stream, and I was talking about Trump. So invariably, when you talk about Trump and it's not favorable, you got people coming in. They call you names. They talk shit about you. They say the same silly shit. They don't really have anything of substance to say to go against what you're saying. They just want to talk shit, right? And a lot of these are men, is what I'm noticing. And that's another thing I wanted to bring. And my back guys, give me a Romeo Lima Charlie. That was the wife. That's what's up. So, yeah, I'm calling out Trump. And salute to Anarchy Television, my brother in Anarchy. So I'm doing a live stream, and I noticed, I don't know what it is with the men these days. I think, I don't know, they're like hybrids. I want to say that. These men, these dudes out here, they're like hybrids. My kid's about to come in the car. I don't know if I think I might turn the camera off and continue to cook, but they're like hybrids. I don't know what these dudes are, right? Because the ladies, when they come to my chat, they don't do any of that bullshit, right? A sugar-free Mars put the rainbow. Yeah, like either they rainbow riders, or they're like hovering over the rainbow. Yeah, I'm turning the camera off. It's like they're rainbow riders, or they're like hovering over the rainbow, and they're deciding whether or not they want to get their ass split open. But it's like the men that disagree, they can't just state a disagreement or give a statement to go against what I'm saying. They gotta say weird shit, right? They got, like this dude earlier in the chat. I'm not even saying anything for him to disagree with me on. And he just calls out sexuality, like a lot of homoerotic individuals out there, these dudes. And this is what I'm noticing, they attack the LDBC, right? They attack certain members of the LDBC the same way I get attacked in the morning when I'm doing my live stream, and they do the same shit. But the women You know, they come in, they hella cool. They talk, you know, they don't start no problems. Even when they disagree, they just disagree. They can actually, I've had females actually give an actual substantive statement about what they disagree about. Hold on. Where is my camera? There we go. They can actually give a, and I don't understand that, right? Well, I do understand it. Here come the kids.
That's not very nice, man.
All right, guys,
Can I have your gum?
Can you have my gum, girl?
Yeah.
What kind?
I just picked you up. How about a hi, Baba?
Hi, Baba.
Baba,
What
can I
kind?
have some of your gum?
I don't have any more gum.
Baba, Mr. Dillon canceled archery practice.
Just so you know, you guys know I'm doing a live stream. So
Okay, but Mr. Dillon still canceled archery practice.
he canceled archery. And okay, what you doing in here?
Go home.
Well, she's not going to practice.
You're not going to cheer practice today? What happened?
Stop
I'm closing it.
What are you doing? They said I couldn't because I'm not going to the game.
Oh, Hansi.
Yeah, they said whoever's not going to be able to come to the game doesn't need to go to practice.
Guys.
Yeah, stop!
You guys got to sit down.
And okay, it's your turn to go in the back first of all.
Oh, okay.
Stop sit. Guys, sit down and calm
Both
down.
of you guys can go in the back if you want to.
Let's get your brother strapped in.
No.
I'm trying to. If she wants to sit in the back, she can.
See, you guys,
And okay.
I wouldn't do this on my political live streams. I wouldn't be doing a live stream with my kids in the car. Yes?
One of Anukat's friends said, Anukat, is your little sister older than you? She said, Anukat, is your little sister
Oh
older
yeah,
than you?"
that's silly. Yeah, that was silly. Was she joking?
No.
How you know?
Because she looked serious.
Oh yeah?
It doesn't take that long.
Yes. Yes,
It
son.
was my birthday. I told one of my friends that it was my birthday today, and then they said when.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm glad I homeschooled y'all for quite a while before. I mean, these kids these days, boy. Is he strapped in?
Yeah.
All right.
Stop! I have your phone
Yeah,
number.
you guys see how the dynamic changes when my kids get in the car?
Stop it! I want these.
Can I have two, lady?
Yeah, there's no way I'm doing this on
You said
my
I could have one.
on my political live
You
streams.
can have a chip.
Anyway, guys, so
I never told you you could have one either.
all right, let's.
Yes, you did. If I
Okay.
could. You put that thing on.
So yeah,
I said I'll give you $1.
what I think is going on
Goodness sakes.
is that a lot of these haters,
I'm getting you one.
that a lot of the haters are men who are inadequate. It's as simple as that. They come to the LDBC and they see grown men and women behaving and operating like grown men and women, and they don't like that. They're like, well, what's up with these LDBC cats, right? What's up with that? They have integrity, you know, they're loyal, they don't take no BS, and they actually know what they're talking about, right? And it's like,
Give it to him.
there's something that
Give it to him.
that they want for themselves that they can't achieve right now. So I think that's what's going on here. And I just want to say, I know it gets frustrating just covering the sport of boxing because of the state the sport is in, right? And that's a whole nother thing, right? That's a whole nother thing. The agenda that is being pushed in the sport of boxing to uplift fighters that aren't really doing anything for the sport. A lot of these content creators, a lot of these cats that go around, you know, the LDBC goes against the status quo that old media is pushing. And for whatever reason, that's another thing that drives the hate, right? Because their favorite fighter is not being held accountable. by the media at large. And so when they get held accountable at the LDBC, that's another factor. It's not because they support the boxer as a boxer, right? It's because they support the boxer as a personality, right? They support the fighter as a personality, not as a fighter. They support the fighter. It's cult of personality disorder. And that's the big thing with Tank, right? A lot of these fan bases, they don't like these fighters because of what they're doing in the sport. They like their clothes, they like their tattoos, their hair, all kind of other silly shit that didn't matter in the last decade and earlier than that. So that's another factor. You got these new age individuals coming into the sport that have different priorities for who they support. And then you got cats, because I'm 46 years old. I was born in 1980. I'm an 80s baby. So we don't play that shit, right? Like I was not raised, and I did not grow up in a world where you cater to individuals that ain't got no goddamn sense, right? Whose priorities are screwed up. Because what's the number one priority in the sport of boxing? Sugar Free Mars says the new fan base is the sassiest I've ever seen. They are, and that's why I said zesty, right? The number one priority in the sport of boxing should be fighters fighting each other. What other conversation are we having right now? What other conversation in the realm of boxing are we supposed to have? Right? Take, for instance, Stormy B-Man's channel. He talks about fighters fighting. Right? He talks about fighters fighting, and he don't tolerate no nonsense, right? He don't tolerate it. So you know that if you go to Stormy B-Man's channel, he's talking about fighters fighting. And if you want to know about kung fu movies, well, you know you're going to go to his other channels. He got a kung fu channel, and you know that if he's talking about nerd stuff, he's going to talk about that. When did it become that when we talk about boxing, it goes into all the other nonsense? See, that's another thing. These creators that are our age, we're not talking about men who are in their 20s. We're talking about 50, 40, and 30, late 30 men of that age that are out here acting like Gen Z, acting like millennials, acting like Gen Alpha, just to appease who they believe will bring them the most lucrative, that'll be the most lucrative, right? And so that's another factor. They have to challenge. They have to change the landscape of the sport, right? Outside of the boxing ring, they have to change the landscape of the sport to make the most money possible, not because fighters are fighting each other, but because they can build a fighter outside the ring with his personality. So the priority nowadays is the priority of the fight, is the personality of the fighter, right? It's not about what he does in the ring. And for some reason, they don't believe it can be both. It can be about the fighter's personality and how that lends to what he does in the ring. Like Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali probably has the biggest personality of any other fighter in history. But his personality lent to him and lent to how he acted in the ring, how he fought, right? You know what I'm saying? He talked crap, he did all that stuff. But it was about, okay, I'm gonna talk crap about this guy, I'm gonna confront this fighter, I'm gonna talk crap about him until he fights me. That's what it was about. Nowadays, you got cats out here talking crap. They got these personalities that do not lend to what they do in the ring at all. Hell, their personalities don't even get them in the ring with anybody. Their personalities and the things they talk about actually get them out of fights. They talk crap and choose not to fight people. This is what we got going on in the sport nowadays. You have very few fighters that are out there that are actually trying to make the best fights happen, but they don't really talk a lot. The ones that go out there and try to fight the best, that try to challenge themselves, they don't talk a lot. Devin Haney, David Benavidez, right? Those are two examples. Hell, even Terrence Crawford. He's not a big shit talker. He's understated when it comes to how he approaches the fight, how he approaches his next opponent. Right, he'll talk a little something, but guess what? When he's talking crap, he's actually getting ready to fight that dude. Right? So, personalities of fighters in the sport today, the biggest talkers like Coon Sean Davis, Africa Hitchens, Shakur Stevenson, hell, even Gervonta Tonka Truck Davis, when he's on Twitter, they talk all this crap. You know what I'm saying? They go out here, they get the bug eyes, they open their eyes real wide, and they talk all this crap about not needing fathers and, oh, I don't need no father, and rehydration clauses, but they're not doing anything. How are you talking about a rehydration clause and you're not even in negotiations with the fighter that you want to have the rehydration clause? See, you're trying to kill the fight before you even come to the negotiating table. You're putting handicaps in place, you're putting roadblocks and obstacles in place before you can even talk about getting ready to fight somebody. Oh, I'll fight Conor Ben, but he got to get on a rehydration clause. I got to do the same thing to him that he did to Chris Eubank. Oh, if I fight Devin Haney at 147, he got to be on a rehydration clause. A bunch of BS. But what do these people do? Right? The haters. Because LDBC haters are Devin Haney haters. They are Errol Spence haters. They are Bud haters to a degree. And they are Deontay Wilder haters. So when it comes to Shakur talking about rehydration clauses, for Devin Haney, what do you got? Bernie the boxer, who is actually a trainer, ironically, of Bud. Bernie the boxer, actually, how old is Bernie the boxer? He's like my age, ain't he? Ain't he in his goddamn 40s? You are telling people that, Shakur, he shouldn't fight Devin. He should fight him with a rehydration clause. I don't see a problem with that. Not because you actually believe, right, that he should have a rehydration clause. No, it's because it's Devin Haney. Completely ridiculous. Yeah, they pretty much, exactly. Shelton, you hate Devin So, all that duck talk, all this BS talking about rehydration clauses to fight at 147, to fight Devin Haney. You hate Devin that much that you would say that. That you would say, you know what? You right. Yeah, we should, Shakur should fight Devin with a rehydration clause. Complete and utter nonsense. Complete and utter nonsense. You are killing the fight before you even come to 147. How about go to 147, take a couple fights at 147, see how you acclimate, see how you adjust, see how you are at 147 before you start talking about rehydration clauses. Oh, he a little guy. Yeah, he little. What? But see, this, you can extrapolate this out. The reason these fighters get away with so much is because they're not being held accountable. But their supporters will support not only them, but all the nonsense that they are doing that don't lend to a feasible reason to actually even support that fighter. Why is there a Tonka Truck fan base? Sugar Free Mars says, they say, and push any level of asininity in order to detract from Dev. Facts. Salute the Mac of this Mac of the South. Shelton says, Bud passed the torch to Devin Haney. He absolutely did. He passed the torch past active squad to Devin Haney. That lets you know. Oh, they really don't like that. Oh, they really don't like it. And because the LDBC supports Devin Haney, of course, the hate has to radiate to the LDBC, of course. But think about this, right? Think about this. These fighters have a fan base for what? Why does Tonka Truck Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. In my back, Romeo Lima Charlie, please. Tell me about it. So yeah, man, you know, it's just crazy. Because there are a lot of great fighters out there that could be doing a lot better, right? If they were being held accountable. Well, if no one expects them or is calling them out to do better, right? Except for a very few group of people, then they're not gonna want to do better. They're still gonna get paid. They're still gonna get all this. Their supporters are still gonna buy the fights, right? They're still gonna get paid, right? You know, you got Tonka Truck was about to give $40 million to fight Jake Paul. I mean, listen, it's I don't know. Maybe someday it can turn around and boxing can get back to what it needs to be. I don't know if Turkey Al-Sheikh can help do that, but I do know that the LDBC is, you know, they stand on solid footing, and I hope they stick around. I hope we all, you know, and I'm proud to be a member now, you know what I'm saying? And I will continue to rock with the LDBC because of the simple fact that They stand on business. Right? Sugar-free Mars is sad, man. That's really the problem with the sport. Right? It really is a problem. You don't get this with other sports. You don't get this with the NFL, the NBA. Right? You know what happens? Yes, salute to the mighty LDBC. Do you know what happens in other sports? They set a goddamn schedule. Right? You get a schedule. Your team gets a schedule. And guess what? You got to play the teams on that schedule when that schedule calls it out. You go through a draft. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there is no ducking in these other sports. You don't, do you ever see this happen with channels that cover the NFL or the NBA? You might get, let me ask you, when did Cameron and Mace get the most drama? Because they cover multiple sports. What sport did they cover that got them the most drama since their podcast began? Because what was their super viral moment? Right? It was when Shakur fought Edwin De Los Santos. Right? He fought Edwin De Los Santos. Cam and Mace said it was a boring fight. Oh yeah, they Sugar-Free Mars, they cover mostly basketball and football, but they do cover boxing every now and then. They're not diehard boxing talkers. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was the core incident. That was when they got the most heat, the most controversy. I mean, how deep did that go? Right? Shakur was threatening them. They was going back and forth, talking all this crap. Right? All they said was it was boring to them. They're not boxing enthusiasts like myself and you guys. They barely know about. Mace knows boxing more than Cameron. It was their opinion. Man, then they go back and forth with Shakur, and then what's his name gets into it? Jay Prince. What? You got Jay Prince. It was crazy as hell. I don't know what it is about boxing that brings out the bitchification in these dudes. It's just boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but see, that's what happens. That's what happens. These guys, they get a wild hair up their butt. You go after their favorite fighter. You can't say nothing about their favorite. They get all sensitive. They take it personal. It's like, what's wrong with you, man? I remember when we thought Devin lost fair and square to Ryan Garcia. When we thought he lost. We was not out here whining and crying. I know I didn't. I said, well, Devin lost. He fought the wrong fight. He tried to knock out Ryan Garcia. He got caught. Hey, that's pretty much what we all said.
Bob, I see a package for you out the door.
Okay, thank you, baby girl. Can you grab it?
Yeah.
It was just leaves.
Yeah.
Okay, baby girl.
Bye, I love you.
I love you too. TD says, I knew Ryan was on something before and after the fight. I figured he was. I just wasn't sure. But listen, Devin lost. Wasn't it making fun of Shakur? Yeah. Yes, that it was. Well, see, they weren't making fun of Shakur at first, I don't think. They were just saying it was boring. Right? They said it was boring. Like, it wasn't exciting. You gotta be exciting. That was their opinion. And, you know, shit, it just blew up into some nonsense. But, you know, it is what it is. All we can do is keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Advance the sport. You know, because at the end of the day, a lot of these cats are being exposed for who they really are. They're being exposed and they look silly as hell. So there'll come a day when their favorite fighter, because this is what's going to have to happen. Their favorite fighters are going to have to lose or retire. Their favorite fighters are going to have to lose or retire. And then preferably lose. And the reason I say I want them to lose is because it will not only teach the fighter some humility, but it would teach the supporters some humility. And if they don't gain any, then they're going to go away. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to go away. So one or two things are going to happen when their favorite fighters lose or retire. They're going to go away, or they're going to learn some humility, and then they'll come to an understanding like, look, it's okay to lose. It's okay for a fighter to challenge himself and perhaps lose. That's the only way you know what you're made of, right? And because right now, what you have is these hope and a prayer ass niggas that run around creating all this drama, doing all this hating. It's the hope and the prayer ass niggas. It's not the individuals whose fighters challenge themselves and lose. No. It's the fighters, it's the supporters of fighters who look good on paper, right? They look good on paper. They passed the eye test, but they have not done anything to solidify and to codify what people believe they are. So these hope and a prayer ass niggas are running around. They are the problem. And they're using boxing and they're using these boxers to go around and behave like ignorant monkeys. Point blank, let's just call it what it is. Right? They're hateful, they're envious, and they're zesty. Or a little bit all three. Because they show themselves when they go to these platforms, when they go to the LDBC, and they act like they want to talk boxing, but they don't talk boxing. They talk shit. They lie. They manipulate. They sneak this. Right? That's what they do. Or you get like a Black Lies. You get a Black Lies who, when Loma lost, damn, you know what? I didn't think about that. There's another possibility, and it's not a good one. When the favorite fighter loses, they learn some humility, or they go away, or they do what Black Lies does. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy shit, we're fucked. We're fucked. We're not going to stop dealing with this. Brother Reef, salute to you. Salute to the brother Reef. Man, we're screwed. You got the humility, you got the cats that go away, and you got the fucking Black Lies. Shit. Story B Man says that the children are going, bring your camera back. All right, hold on. Yeah, they're out of here. Yeah. I didn't think about that. So you got those who learn humility, those who will go away, and you got the black lives. What happened when Loma lost to Devin? You birthed a Black Lives who did not go away or learn humility. What he did was he got worse. He went to the land of delusion. Yeah. And he went around and goes around lying, manipulating, creating chaos. He turned into a chaos agent. Goddamn. Yeah, you're missing something. I'm about to get out of here. Got to get back to work. So, I appreciate you guys for coming through. Just thought I'd give my 2 cents. Try to make sense of this a little bit. I'm pretty sure you guys already knew. I just wanted to get it out because, you know, it's like, man, I felt like I had to say something because the shit is out of control. Thank you, the beautiful Sugar-Free Mars, for the infinite blessings. Infinite blessings to you as well. Yes, fuck ICE. I agree. I agree, Young Bryce. Fuck ICE. So, listen. We don't have to operate in that way. We don't have to go around being angry and hateful towards people we disagree with. If we disagree with somebody on a topic, we should be able to express our disagreement on that topic. And if we get cooked, we get cooked. Simple as that. We get cooked, we get cooked. Maybe next time we come back with a little bit more ammunition, a little bit more substance, and boom, we can get it back. But, you know, some people can't operate like that. And some people don't even have the intention to operate like that. Some people try to draw you into the chaos and drive you crazy and have you doing wild shit and just have you off your square. And that's what they enjoy. Anyway, thank you guys for coming through. Much love, like, share, subscribe. Story B Man says the thing we need to display is a united front against the fuckery, period. Stop entertaining the foolishness. I agree. Yes, I agree. Storm B Man, I agree. But yes, thank you guys for coming through. Much love, like, share, subscribe. And guess what we're going to do? Keep marching forward toward freedom and truth. Peace.